Right, guys. So obviously I'm James from Emotion. Just doing a quick live interview with my friend Chris from Wellness Centre. Chris is the two leading chiropractors at the Wimborne Wellness Centre. So he's got a wealth of knowledge. So I thought I'd pick his brains for you guys to bask and learn in that knowledge. So I'm going to let Chris start this off. So away you go, mate.
Hey guys, so it's Chris from Wimborne Wellness Centre. So we are a chiropractic, massage and wellness centre. So what that really means is, a lot of people want to know about what chiropractic is and these types of things, but essentially we work predominantly with the spine, the muscles, the joints, the ligaments, but we do also focus on knees, other joints, shoulders, elbows, and other injuries that you can get. And that's what we work in. And we also look at a holistic approach to healthcare. So how best diet, sport, everything else, fitness can be implemented too. And that's really why I'm going to be firing a few questions back at James to show how the two link so well together and why they're really so kind of instrumental with each other for overall health and wellness. So what I really want to get a good gathering at the beginning with how we can link this is just fire this straight back to you, James, and just really give a definition about really what fitness means to you and what Emotion Fitness are really trying to achieve.
So fitness for me is being able to carry out the tasks, activities, sports, just things which you love and the things you enjoy and things that make you you. So if you like going for hikes and walks, it's being fit enough to be able to carry on doing that. If you love playing tennis, it's about staying injury free and being fit enough to do what you love for longer. So any sort of sports, conditioning, injury prevention and mobility work, that's what I think fitness is. It's just about obviously putting yourself in a peak condition to enjoy life to the fullest. And obviously at Emotion, what we do is we try and enhance people's physical health, mental health and emotional health by obviously using the core pinnacle principles of strength and conditioning. And not only that, we obviously love to use the pinnacles and core values of the community as well, because obviously to get results you need consistency, and without a team around you, it's hard to have that consistency. So we find having a emphasis on team with a lot of our challenges and workouts and things that we do, that's the best way for the longevity.
That's a really good answer. And one of the things I really like about that is the fact you say community. So, who really would you say is in your community? Is there any kind of specific type of person you think particularly fits in well with the community at Emotion? Who does it open up to?
It opens up to anyone really that wants to learn about obviously themselves, their bodies, how they can obviously improve their health, fitness, posture, all those sorts of things as well. As long as you are driven, you've got a goal, you're a team player, and you're willing to learn, it's really for anyone who fits into that category.
And that's the quite important thing, isn't it? Like, you don't just have I know when people sometimes hear strength and conditioning, they almost think right, we're going to get beasted, we're going to get kind of taken flight every session.
No, exactly.
You take it at all levels, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like we do strength conditioning, so therefore we're going to make you hench at deadlifts and smash out WODs every week. No, it's about finding that entry point to that person and the training, the fitness they want to be doing for their goals and their lifestyle, basically.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So obviously based on what we spoke about and knowledge for people, I just want to ask you a couple of questions, mate. Obviously we're all locked down at the moment. Everyone's sort of working from home. A lot of people working from home. What advice would you give people that are working from home in regards to their posture and stuff like that, and avoiding niggles and injuries?
Yeah, this is actually a really good point, and we've had a number of inquiries about this just over this lockdown, particularly as we're getting a little bit further into lockdown. The routines are becoming a little bit more set. Definitely people working from home are struggling with this, because when you're at work, you've got your ergonomic setup, you've got the right desk, the right height, the right chair, and you probably don't have the budget or the facilities at your house to do this, particularly if you're working from a laptop. And I guess that's really what I'd say. You've just got to be really resourceful at the moment with how you set things up. So if you know the basics, you can work around it. So obviously you want your screen as close to eye line as possible to keep good posture and maintain it. So what you can do is just get some books, some big books you've got around you. You can put them underneath your laptop so it starts to improve it up. what I'd also suggest doing as well is there's a lot of research showing the benefit of standing desks and its ability to have this sit-stand so you can vary your posture throughout the day. So what you can always do is find a shelf, something that's at a relatively good height already, and then again, just get that screen at eye level. If you can get a remote keyboard so you keep your hands and wrists at a good height too, that's always an advantage, but you can definitely work around what you've got at home. And the main reason I'm stressing this eye level kind of screen height, that's towards the top of your screen, is if you're working from something on your lap and your head and neck, if I turn sideways here, is at this angle all the time. Our heads are a lot heavier than we realize. So our heads, depending on what you can relate to better, weigh about the same amount as a bowling ball or a baby. It's heavy.
Wow. That's heavy, yeah.
It is heavy. And so it's about like kind of 9-10 pounds, these weights. And what happens is, I mean, if you go up to like 14, 15, it's when we go forward, for every inch our head goes forward, it doubles the weight. So very quickly, if you're working in this position with the head forward, you can start to get a lot of tension. Compound this over hours of the day, 5 days a week, limited kind of getting up and stuff too, and you really do get stress and strain. And that actually links into another point is when you're working in a community like now, for a lot of people at home, you might be by yourself in your house. You might not have anyone to talk or socialize with. So you may be sat down for a long time. So ensuring you have those breaks, like when you would have gone over to walk, chat to a work colleague, maybe make cups of tea, whatever it is, just make sure you have those planned into your day. If you can do like 5 minutes of just simple stretching, getting up, walking around to break up the work, you are going to notice the difference in the long term. So yeah, that's definitely what I'd say for advice for working at home is resourceful and just make sure you're getting up, walking around and keep good posture.
Nice. Get the tins of beans out every so often and do some prone flies, stuff like that. But get a little schedule going. Brilliant. Cheers for that, mate. Obviously, a lot of people obviously can't go to the gym because obviously they're all closed. A lot of people are turning to running as a form of exercise. What advice would you give to people that aren't seasoned runners and they've sort of just gone out and ran because they've got nothing, no other form of exercise? How would you keep them injury free? What should they be doing before and after their runs?
Yeah, well, no doubt there's a huge amount more runners now than there were before this kind of lockdown, which makes sense for people choosing to go out for this form of exercise. And I think the main thing is not doing too much too soon. So it's very easy, particularly when you start hitting late 20s, 30s, 40s, to kind of think back to what you were doing when you were 18 and maybe like, okay, I could run 10K fairly comfortably, I could do a relatively good time, and expect the same type of thing straight away again now. Obviously, the bodies do age, you can get more stress on ligaments, joints, tendons, and muscles. So building it up slowly, I would say, is a really important thing. So if you have no kind of basis in running in maybe the last 4 or 5 years, getting an app like Couch to 5K that talks you through how to incrementally build up your fitness, I would say, is massive. So overtraining and repetitive strain injuries are probably going to be the main things associated with running. And that's then going to stop you from being able to do any exercise at all during lockdown. So just build the miles up slowly and still vary it. Like I know with Emotion, they do in online classes, you can vary your fitness still. You don't want to just be doing one thing all the time. You want to vary it for your body, use different muscle groups, use different joints for your overall fitness. So don't feel you just have to go outside and run. Same thing, and I'm probably going to fire this one back at you with regards to cyclists. I know you like your cycling. I know obviously a couple of you
I'm trying.
You did cycling.
I just hate running.
Yeah. And I know that's going to be another big thing is kind of these people that are going out and they're just going to be like, oh, let's go and smash a 50K bike ride today. And do something like that where they haven't rode their bike like that for a number of years. So I guess I'll throw this back to you from a fitness perspective on what you think of that as well.
Well, yeah, it's the same as obviously you're running, your load management and your sort of your body weight training, load management. If you don't manage the frequency and intensity effectively and gradually, you're going to get injuries. You're going to get obviously sore tendons and joints, and you're going to demoralize yourself and probably not want to get back on the bike. So that was the only advice I'd say on that. Like if you don't have a gradual process to build you up, you won't enjoy it. So if you go out and just smash 60, 70 miles and you're not used to it, and the last 30 miles you're hanging on for dear life and you just want it to end, you're probably never going to do it again. It's a bit like when people sign up to a marathon when they're drunk on a Friday night with their mates. 4 months later, the marathon turns up, they've not done any training, they hobble around in 8 hours, and then they never run again. It's just not good for your mindset. It's just not something you're going to enjoy.
With that 100%. The amount of times people will go and they'll try and get fit and they'll do something like, oh, I'm going to go running, get injured running, be like, oh, well, running's clearly not for me then. Let's go and try cycling. Oh, God, that's not for me either. Let's go and do a boot camp style class. Oh, God, I'm hurting from this as well. And then pretty soon, apart from walking, you've used up and exhausted all your options. And then you kind of like, oh, well, just sport's not really for me, is it? And like you said, it's not the sport's problem, it's the approach you're taking to sport.
100%. And that just leads you down to that sort of that victim mentality of exercise isn't for me, I can't do it, but you can. You just need to find your entry point and gradually enter yourself into it. As opposed to jumping in both feet first.
One thing I'd be really cool to ask you is, I know with gyms being shut, I know your gym being shut at the moment, it's not ideal. And obviously you've gone to online classes with Zoom. I've done them myself. It's really amazing how well you can still work out from home when you've got the guidance and you're motivating. The only other thing with Zoom, obviously you can see everyone, so it's not even like you've got that faction watching.
That's my favourite thing about Zoom is that I'll look up at the monitor and I'll see a couple of people slacking, having a little break. I'll just call them out, and then they get back to work very quickly.
For our members, because I'm sure a few of them will have been affected from not being able to get to a gym, and maybe they're trying like a Joe Wick style workout. But again, there's not that accountability there. And that for me is so important, of having someone, you sign up to a class, you do the class, and then you have someone watching you as well. It's such a big part of fitness. So can you tell a little bit about what your online program is at the moment, what it's doing, what classes are available? And
so obviously we're running about 20 HIIT or Zoo sessions a week right now. So obviously log on to Zoom, everyone can see each other, everyone can have a little bit of a chit chat before the start. We crack on through the workout, about 20 minutes worth, have a bit of a chin wag afterwards as well, just get people's feedback and see how everyone's getting on with their goals and their training. So that'll be the 20 live sessions we're doing a week. We've also got a cracking yoga instructor, Sophia Butler-Cowdery. She's doing 3 sessions for our guys a week, again, which is great. She obviously it's just like being in the room, because there's no music on, so you can hear each other and you can have a proper conversation, dialogue, which is great. Obviously, you guys at the Wimborne Wellness Centre, you do 2 or 3 sessions a week with us as well on stretching and mobility and ergonomic stuff and all that. So that's great. Hold you accountable to your stretching. We've also just set up Kate actually set up a challenge at the beginning of the month, which is 100k in May. So the challenge is to run 100k over the course of May. So we've got about 10-15 members doing that, which is fantastic. The other members that aren't doing that, we've set up a cycling time trial club on Strava. So I set the pace yesterday. I was 15 seconds third, and Jack was a year ago on the same segment. So but it was really windy yesterday. So I might go out tomorrow and repeat it. But no, again, it's just about setting people challenges, giving people goals, something to hold themselves accountable to, which is going to lead to that consistency, and a consistency will lead to results. And that's what we believe in.
Like you said, you've got all the coaches too. It's not like it's just you running this. You've got you, Jack, Kate, Lisa. Have you got another coach as well at the moment now?
Ollie's on board as well. Ollie's doing a lot of behind the scenes programming and video stuff as well.
Huge support network. Like you said, something like 100k in a month can be like, wow, that's a lot of kilometers to build up. But actually, if you break it down, you have some planning around it, when to do it, what routes to do. Like using Strava, having a 3-pound route, it's amazing. It suddenly becomes an achievable goal, and you can look back and be like, wow, I achieved 100 kilometers of running in a month. It's great. It's such a good feeling to have at the end of it too.
Exactly. So the question I was going to ask you, mate, sidetracked a little bit. I was going to ask you, who is chiropractic for? Is there any particular target audience, or who needs it the most?
Okay, so chiropractic, I would say it obviously kind of depends who's it for. in terms of a range on who you can adjust, Sophie, who is the other chiropractor here, I mean, she's done a lot of work on pregnancy, babies, so she can adjust a baby from even a day old, pregnancy
Wow.
through. And then again, you look at like the top end, when you get a little bit older, when you start hitting 70s, 80s, you think like, okay, maybe I've seen the chiropractic videos. That looks quite intense, the clicking and popping. I don't really think that's for me. But what they don't realize is as chiropractors, there's so many techniques we can go to and use for any range. Like over the 5 years of training, or 4 or 5 years, depending which one you go through, you really do learn a lot of techniques for different circumstances. And I don't think people are always aware of how diverse we can actually be. Like there's lots of soft tissue techniques. Yeah, just loads of different things that even if you feel it might be a bit forceful, the gentler, easier, softer techniques that can be done that still get amazing results. So really, it's for everyone. But obviously, it's mainly driven by symptoms based, and I would say really experts on spines, joints, muscles, like the whole neuromusculoskeletal system. Really is what chiropractors thrive at. That's what we like to do.
Another on that point, a lot of people, I think, a lot of people see chiropractic as a solution and not a preventative, but obviously that's not the case. Obviously, chiropractic can be used as a preventative to injury as well. Yeah, do you want to touch on that? Because you obviously know more.
That's really, I mean, that's what got me into chiropractic in the first place. Is I was a tennis player, and I was really lucky to get taken to a chiropractor when I was like 10 or 11. A really good chiropractor in Southampton called Steve Williams. And yeah, basically from playing all this tennis, I would come in and he'd line me up on this machine. And basically would do your hip height, which would nearly always be dropped on one side, shoulder height, which would be dropped again, and then the kind of level of the ears. And you'd go in, it would be just wonky like this everywhere, and I'd have a few aches and pains, and he'd do the adjustments, and then he'd get me to go and walk around this park, and it would literally feel like it was lighter as I was walking. And it got to the point where actually, even if I just noticed things weren't going quite well with sports performance, you can go and get an adjustment and you can notice a difference in your sport performance almost instantly. And that's a really cool part of chiropractic. And that's something that's huge in America. You don't see an American football team without a chiropractor. It's getting there in the UK. We are a much smaller profession in the United Kingdom. But Premier League football clubs, that's what they're using it for. They don't want their players to get injured. So chiropractor there. Rugby, again, these high contact sports, you can definitely use it for kind of, not getting injured, because it's horrible when you're working hard towards a goal and then you have to take 2, 3, up to 6 weeks out from an injury. It's just incredibly frustrating, especially if you're a paid athlete. It's infuriating.
Yeah, it's career ending, isn't it, if you're a professional athlete?
100%. So I kind of forgot where else this question was going, but if there was any other parts to it.
Sweet. Oh, mate. Last thing I was going to ask you. Well, obviously you're reopening soon. Obviously, when are you reopening? And what's the deal? Is it a limited service, or is it business as usual? What's happening?
I guess it's going to kind of be the new usual. Is the best way of describing it. In the future. So it's actually been quite good. We've got some really set guidelines that we've got to adhere to if we want to reopen. So we basically followed all of them. So to answer the first part of your question, we'll be reopening from Monday the 11th. It will be normal working hours that we have been doing, but there'll be kind of a few differences in terms of we're going to have a 15-minute gap after every single person that comes in so that we can clean the clinic anywhere that's been touched or used between the sessions.
Cool.
Asking people to stay outside until their appointment time. Maybe this is kind of a good time to show this, but we've got protective equipment that we'll be using. We've got this, visors.
Oh, nice.
We'll have gowns and gloves as well, but just ways that we can make it as safe as possible. We've got obviously hand sanitizer, all the stuff that they've asked on guidelines everywhere, perspex screens for our receptionists. Yeah, it seems like a lot of
it's got to be done, though, isn't it? It's got to be done.
And we're just, really doing everything we can to make it safe. And we're going to be regularly checking in, making sure these kind of procedures are working. And if we can improve them, we certainly will. But obviously, it's kind of stepping into the unknown. I've never had to do these type of procedures. We've got to follow the guidelines as best as possible.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're the same. Obviously, we haven't got the gyms don't know when they're allowed to open yet. But I imagine when we do, there's going to be a lot of lots of guidelines to follow, and rightly so. Obviously, you've got to keep everyone safe. and confident that obviously what they're doing is good for their health. So
yeah, all I would say as well is I hope it's not too long before you guys get open again as well. I mean, you are doing an amazing job on the online stuff at the moment. So yeah, it's
cheers.
Lifting the weights. It's going to be so nice going back into the gym and seeing a barbell again.
I miss weight training so much. I've got a 24 kilo kettlebell here and a pair of 17.5s, and they're just a bit too heavy to curl. So I just so all I'm doing is cleans and snatches and rows and stuff. But it'll do. That and my body weight stuff and my cycling.
Yeah, amazing. So I mean, I guess I don't know how we're getting on with time-wise here and how long we want to make this, but just one question that's kind of popped into my head that I think is really important at the moment is obviously looking at government plans, COVID-19, doesn't look like there's going to be a quick resolution anytime soon. And obviously there's no guarantee that even with this lockdown, it's not necessarily to stop people from getting the disease, but it's to stop obviously overburdening of the national health system, the NHS. So obviously having good kind of fitness levels, healthy lung function things are going to be so paramount and important at the moment. I don't know if you've got any advice on what would be really good, healthy exercise just for keeping yourself as healthy as possible in these times.
Well, I'd just suggest that nothing's really changed in terms of the fact that you should be exercising as much as you possibly can at the intensities that you can manage. Yeah, really just about obviously getting outside for that hour a day, whether it's for a run, a nice brisk walk or a bike ride or something. Yeah, definitely take advantage of your 1 hour fizz pass every day. Maybe hit a few bodyweight workouts at home if you call, or mobility workshops when you're at home, and just try and make sure that it's hard when you haven't got the routine going to bed at a reasonable hour. I've certainly struggled. I mean, when I got to be up for 5 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym, I'm usually in bed by 9:30, 9. Well, that's not been the case over the last 6 weeks. So that slipped. So that's something I'm pledging to work on, getting to bed earlier and getting up earlier. Hydration's key as well. I find myself drinking a lot more coffee in my big Harry Potter mug and not having a lot of water. So I need, drinking a lot of water, keep on top of nutrition. Obviously, there's a lot of boredom eating, a lot of emotional eating, emotional drinking. Just try and knock those things on their head. Remember that obviously this is the new normal. Don't treat it like a holiday. You know, obviously in normal times you'd be hydrating a lot, you'd be eating well, you'd be exercising regularly, getting good amount of sleep. So yeah, try not to treat it like a holiday. Try and treat this as the new normal, and just keep striving towards those fitness goals.
No, that's such an important point to kind of hit home on, is that the real health isn't just fitness. It's not just having good cardiovascular fitness, it's the mental health. It's obviously the nutrition, it's everything that comprises it. And actually to really be healthy, you've got to be excelling in all those kind of areas. And there's never a better time to look after your health than at the moment, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's less, you'd think there's less distractions now. So, you know, it's going to go one or two ways. You're going to come out an athlete or a slob, or hopefully the former.
Definitely. So, any other points? I think we've covered actually quite a bit in here, haven't we? I don't know.
I'm quite happy to wrap this up. That's been great. I don't think you've got many questions in the comments below, but guys, on this video, just feel free to write some questions and comments, and me and Chris will type out the answers. We'll reach out to you at a later date, okay?
That's it. Cool. Cheers.
Thanks for your time, Chris. I'll catch you later, buddy.
Yes, you too. Bye.
Bye, mate. Bye.